right now. Welcome back to Halifax County Sweet Tea with Dr. C. I was sitting there reading my notes. You know, I'm getting older now. I have to sit there and refresh. That's right.
Yes.
So much going on.
Live.
Yeah, it's live, so y'all just get it.
That's right.
I was just so excited about our last segment talking about infield warriors. I learned so much.
Wonderful.
From 5 to 12, Dr. Brown.
Yes.
That's a feeder program.
That is.
That's
just
alignment. That's alignment.
Alignment and action.
You know, we're starting to see all these wonderful opportunities that exist for all of our students here in Halifax County Schools, but not just Halifax County Schools, but just Halifax County
in general.
In general.
That's right.
But you know, we have two core values: teaching and learning in Halifax County Schools. And everything in Halifax starts with our teachers.
That's right. And
we love our teachers here in Halifax County.
So, you know, today is a very good day because today at 2 o'clock we will announce our District Teacher of the Year.
T-O-Y.
But we want to give a shout out to our nominees that we have right now.
Big shout out.
At Northwest Collegiate and Technical Academy, we want to give a shout out to Miss Tracy Brinkley. At Southeast Collegiate Prep Academy, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Raylon McFarland. At Enfield Middle STEAM Academy, a shout out to Miss Sonia Boone. At William R. Davies STEM Academy, a shout out to Mr. Rodney Pierce. At Aurelian Springs Institute of Global Learning, a shout out to Miss Deborah Richardson. At Everett's Elementary STEM Academy, a shout out to Miss Margaret McGee. At Hollister Elementary Leadership Academy, a shout out to Miss Angela Horton. At Borden Elementary STEAM Academy, a shout out to Miss Brenda Robinson.
That's right.
At Pittman Elementary Leadership Academy, a shout out to Miss Diana Power. And at Scotland Net Elementary Leadership Academy, a shout out to Miss Suzanne Keller Elliott. And so, Dr. C, we have all of our Teacher of the Year nominees, and we will announce the district winner at 2 o'clock today.
2 o'clock today.
But representing this little group we have here, who do we have, Dr. C?
We have our main man, my brother, my 06 brother, Mr. Rodney Pierce. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How about yourself?
Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
good morning.
Good morning.
Talk a little bit about your teaching journey.
Wow. It's funny that we're here because before I became a teacher in Halifax County Schools, it was a former administrator, Stephanie Tillery, who was at Davie.
Go, Miss Tillery. Miss Tillery.
Who approached me at the front desk of the Hilton when I was working here at the front desk and asked me had I considered being a lateral entry teacher. And I told her, well, I don't want to hurt nobody's children. And she said, no. I said, well, I don't have a degree in education. You know, how can I do that? She said, no. You can have a degree in anything and become a lateral entry teacher. Think about it. And so I went home and talked to my wife, who was in education. And I went out to Davie. Well, actually went to HCC. Signed up for the substitute teacher course, effective teacher training, and went out to Davie and talked to Mr. Fenner for about an hour or two. And he said, hey, look, you're a former Viking, you're an alumnus, you have your degree. All you need to do is pass the praxis. Pass that praxis. Come on in. You know, it was basically welcome home. Just do what you got to do to get in.
And we work with you.
Yes, ma'am.
We work with
yes, ma'am.
You, give you that professional development.
Exactly. Right. All the things that you need, we'll have them lined up. You'll get your BT training, all that. You just do what you got to do on your end, and we'll take care of everything else. So I was walking back with open arms.
Right.
And ever since then, I've had great mentors, officially, unofficially, and I've just been grinding ever since.
And now you're entering what year?
This year coming up will be, next year will be my 5th year.
He's going into its 5th year. So
yes, sir.
And you know, according to our research, this is when he really starts to hit his stride. So he was good.
Pinnacle.
But once he hits that 5-year stride, the whole pace is going to change.
Yes, sir.
So So do you love teaching?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really
love most about it.
Because I think that our students are the most important people in the world. They're the future. And if we don't infuse them or instill in them the things that they need so that everybody's future is better, then we failed in our goal as teachers. So, I mean, what other career can you think of where you get to work with the most important people in the world? And I mean, every profession starts in the classroom, whether it's superintendents, whether it's teachers, whether it's front desk people at the Hilton, whether it's professional athletes, front office people like those young men are aspiring to be, coaches. Every profession starts in the classroom.
Every profession.
The great teacher.
But it also, I love what he said about he was working at the Hilton front desk.
We always in recruiting mode.
Right. Stephanie Tillery was walking through.
Go, Miss
Right.
Tillery.
Right.
Stopped and said, "What?"
Right. She said, "Why don't you become a teacher? Have you ever thought about being lateral entry?"
At the front there.
Yes, sir.
That is just
Yes, sir.
amazing, isn't it?
That is.
Yes, sir.
And what did you do? You listened,
Yes, sir. I did.
and then you explored,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Because what she did, she followed the Halifax way.
That's the Halifax
she
way.
conceived it. She planted an idea in his head.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
She
Right?
believed in him.
And then she believed in him.
Yes.
And then he started to implement that plan and to achieve what he's achieved today. And now he is the school teacher of the year.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
STEM Academy,
Yes, sir.
am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's
How does
correct.
that feel?
It's surreal. I mean, because that's my old school. That's why I went to
Alright.
school. You know, you couldn't have told me 20 plus years ago that I would be Davy's teacher of the year. You could have never told me that. I'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna be no teacher. I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Raleigh. I'm gonna be in Virginia. I'm gonna be somewhere other than Halifax County. And the way things lined up, I'm still at home, which is
Still
not a
right
bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
No, sir, not at all.
Bad thing.
And Dr. C, he looks good, so he must be doing pretty
He
good.
must be doing all right. He don't
I'm
have
trying
wrinkles
to.
all on the
That's
top of his
right.
head.
I'm trying
His eyes
to.
aren't black and blue. He's looking good. Look at
That's
him, y'all.
right.
Put the camera on him.
That's right. Close shot.
That's right. Give him a close up. This is
Yeah.
how you look when you come to Halifax County.
That's right.
And that's exactly right. So,
Grand.
Yes, sir.
so tell us a story about a student that you've come across that you just gravitated towards.
I have a young lady that I taught last year. I know you guys have heard her name, Julie Parrish. Julie will be coming to me next year. She'll be going into the 8th grade. I started teaching Julie last year in the 6th grade. And this young lady would come up to me after class and would start speaking to me in different languages. And I'd be looking at her like, what do you do with your spare time? And she was like, oh, I learn different languages. I'm learning Japanese now. I'm learning Chinese.
Wow.
She draws. She's won. The Center for Energy Education had a create your own superhero contest, but it had to be something around energy education. And I told her about the contest because I knew she could draw. I said, Julie, look, they're having this contest, $75 first prize. I said, as long as I get my cut, you good. But I know you'll win, and I told other kids too, but I knew Julie had, she's a go-getter. You tell her to do something, she jumps right on it. And lo and behold, a few weeks ago, she came into, she said, Mr. Pierce, I won. So I was like, all right, don't forget about my cut.
And your cut was just recognition that you actually had her.
Yes.
You mentored her
Yes.
in order to get
Yes.
that done.
Yes, and I mean, she's brilliant.
That's right.
She's brilliant, and we always wish we could have hundreds or tens of the Julie Parishes out there, but our job as educators is to try to cultivate an environment where they're produced on their own, where they can grow and become just as good as her, if not better.
Great, great.
But you have those you kind of latch on to, so she's been that for me.
So if you were out, talk to the parents for me right now.
Yes, sir.
If you had something to tell the parents about how children should be successful at William R. Davie, what would you say?
At Davie, you mean in terms of coming to school there, or when they send them to him? We have the workforce, we have the bus drivers, we have the teachers, we have the administrators, we have the custodians. We are a team at the end of the day. When one of us falls, we pick up the slack. We have our challenges. And I think that comes with the community that we're in. But there are a good contingent of teachers at Davie who come from this same community. Myself, Ms. Carter, Mr. Hike, Ms. Martin. So we understand the community that we're in. We understand what we're faced with. And I think as long as we understand what we're faced with and we try to do things to combat whatever these kids are facing, and we have the support of the community, because we may be their parents at school, quote unquote, but the parents at home are just as important. And when we get back to being that village, which is what we're striving to be at Davie and in Halifax County Schools, then we can get our kids back to where they need to be. And that's what we're striving to do.
And that's what we're striving for. We're striving for five.
Strive for
family.
five.
We're striving
Right.
for five. As you
Yes.
heard it from our teacher of the year himself. Come to Davie. Davie probably has an extra 100 seats, Dr. Battle.
Oh, yes.
That can
Oh,
fill up,
yes.
because we're building a nice little STEM academy there.
That's right.
We
Yes.
just received the $200,000 Golden
That's right.
Leaf grant.
That's right.
Transform the media center into a nice
That's right.
Lab.
space. How does that sound to you?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, we have And we have a podcast team that plays nationally.
Yeah.
Out of 5,700 entries, they were in the top 300. We have a robotics team that's on the rise. Our baseball and football teams have produced winning records this season, which they haven't done in a while. Justice Morgan, who's on the state Supreme Court, came to our school and spoke. I'm trying to line up other speakers for next year. Chief Justice Beasley, as well as Justice Brooke Locklear Clark down in Robeson County, who's the first Native American female judge in the history of the state. We've taken our kids to the School of Science and Math with Dr. Cunningham's blessing, you know, because some administrators will say, well, no, we don't want you to take them there because they feel like, okay, this school is going to recruit and take our creme de la creme. But Dr. Cunningham said, no, this is about them. Let them know what's out there for them. Exactly. Exposure. As well as we took our 8th graders to Pine Knoll Shores, the North Carolina Aquarium. That was a science field trip. That was a 3-hour ride. We had to go over these bridges. You know, you have to stop on the bridge and kids start crying because, you know, they're, you know. But it was a lot of fun. And, you know, just, again, going back to what Dr. Battle said, the exposure, the support from your administrators that if this is what you want to do, if it's going to be not only informative and educational, but it's going to be recreational as well. They're going to have some fun while they're there. We're educating the whole child. Then go do it.
Because we want our kids to have field trip opportunities. We're not ashamed. We want our kids to go to NC State, the science camps, the governor schools, because as you saw in our second segment, we had 2 heavy hitters.
That's right.
That's right.
Who were smart enough to go to those schools.
That's right.
That's right.
Decided to stay and still hit $100,000 worth of scholarships.
That's right.
That's
See,
right.
that's just called taking advantage of every opportunity that's in front of you. And we want to expose all of our children to the wonderful opportunities that exist out there in Halifax County Schools. So, as our students go home for the summer,
Yes, sir.
what words would you want to send them home with?
Stay humble, stay safe, read, exercise, get enough rest, don't stay up too late. And when August rolls around, be prepared to get back to work. Enjoy yourself, but, you know, at the same time, that program, I believe you started a few years ago when you first got here, that you where you call every day or you call every week, read 30 minutes a day.
30 minutes a day.
Right. That's very important.
Summer camp.
That's
Yes.
right, 'cause
Summer reading camp.
We have books that we will be distributing to all the students over the summer.
Yes, sir.
That's right, because you might see Dr. C riding in Dr. B pull up in a bus
Bookmobile.
with a bookmobile handing out books this summer. Y'all know how we
That's right.
get here.
That's right.
the Halifax way.
And you know, Dr. Cunningham, as we're closing, we do want our parents to know that we want you to take advantage of our summer reading opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
We have our summer camps that will be advertised tonight on the website, but we also have them around the community. So please ensure that your son or daughter read for at least 30 minutes per day.
And I would like to just close by saying, Mr. Pierce, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the work that you're doing for our children.
Thank you.
But most of all, I appreciate Miss Tillery.
Right.
For taking
Go
the time
Stephanie,
to be moved by
Stephanie
the Spirit
Tillery.
That's
to
right.
stop at the front desk at the Hilton.
That's right.
And see the glow and say, man, you need to come on home.
That's
Big
right.
shout out to you, Miss Tillery, because mentoring matters.
That's right.
And so as we continue to close out, I'm getting all these signals and stuff. You know?
Strive for 5. Strive for 5.
y'all. And I want you to enjoy yourself.
Believe, achieve. Yeah.
Conceive,
Believe, achieve. Yeah.
Have a great day.